Hello everyone, it's Lee here. Welcome to week 5 of Margarete Miller's Weekly Collage Challenge. The prompts for this week are a doll or a toy. So I have a doll from an antique doll book and a teddy bear from the same book. Sand or stone. This was taken at a place called 1770, which is on the Capricorn coast here in Queensland. So I've got sand and I've got stone in that photo. Something cold, I've got some ice cream, and I've also got this out of Daphne's diary, which is, it was a little story that she had in there about going on a girls' outing and they went in an ice bath, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use there. Clock or time, so I've got that one, and the photo is the beach scene. Something that came in the mail, I'm not going to use that. The first thing I would like to do is maybe something on this background here, just bit of a collage and get rid of some of the stuff that's on my desk here from previous videos. So I've got a few things that I've had laying around, still gathering stuff. Yeah. I've got the never-ending cleanup happening. It's just never-ending. So I'm just going to put some of this down, and I'll fast forward you through that bit while I do it. Alrighty, so that's pretty much going to be my background. I might put some gesso on it. I might wait until I put my composition on there. But I'm going to get my pieces and think about what I'm going to do with them. So I'm going to definitely use that. I'm not sure about that and that. Which one to use. The stone in the photo is a bit, not sure if, might just use a piece of that. And with the doll or the teddy bear, whichever one I decide to use, I'm going to cut them out and sit them on top of this hand that's holding that clock there, like that. So I'll just see if I can get the backing off this photo. Should come off. There we go. It's much easier to handle. Just turn the light on. It's just getting a bit dull in here. What I'm going to do with this, because it's so shiny and reflective, I'm going to put some matte medium on it, and that will take the gloss off it. I'll do that, and then I can leave it to dry while I cut out my other pieces. I need to knock that back a bit because it's a little bit overpowering, so I'm just going to scrape some gesso over that. don't want to cover it completely, but it's just too dark. Because there's a bit of colour in what I'm using for my pictures. That's nowhere near as shiny as it was. It's still a bit wet, but I'm going to use just a portion of it anyway. So once it dries, it'll be fine. Okay, so this is what I had in mind. I'm not advertising that ice cream, so I'm just covering up that name. I've got something to stick over it. Okay, so I have my hand with my time, and I've got my doll to sit there like that. But then I'm going to put that in there, like so. So you can see why I wanted to cover up some of this background a little bit. I've got Icy Adventure, which I took out of the Daphne's Diary thing. And I'm going to just slip in a piece of this somewhere, but I reckon this needs to be toned down as well. Now it's too dark. Maybe I could tear a piece of that. Maybe this, where there's a bit of water. I do have another copy of this photo. It's a duplicate, so oh, it's really still quite wet. I take that, then I've got a bit of water and stone and sand. I think it's only shiny because it's still a little bit wet. So maybe if I put that down here somewhere. She looks like she's looking down. So now I remember why the arm was behind the ice cream. It's because she's got that bit of chair through her. So that will have to go there. Then she sits on top of the hand holding the timepiece. I still think the background's too dark, so I'm going to gesso over the whole lot of that. Glue down this and gesso over the top of that as well. This is art glitter glue that I've just put into a little squeezy bottle. Okay, so I want that to come out. Does it look weird if it's upside down? It does a little bit, doesn't it? I don't like the straight edge though. Let's tear that off. Always changing my mind halfway through. Now all I've done is got glue all over my hands. So put that down there. Scrape some over it. I did have this stencil to use, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to use it now. Now I want to just wipe some of that off. I want it completely obliterated. Okay, so if I glue her onto the ice cream, okay, let's cover up the brand. So we've got Icy Adventure, and then her arm's going to go in there like that. So I'll glue that down. Right, now she sits on this thing. Like that, something. So I might glue that down onto the page. I really like to have that clock showing down there like that. Okay, so I'm going to put the hand in there. Doesn't matter that the gesso is wet, because gesso can be actually used to glue things, stick things down I should say. It's not a glue, but it can help things to stick down. So that's there like that. It's still a bit dark around there. And then this. It looks like she's looking down at the water. I'm not 100% sold on this. Can I get it up? See, it's just as well that the gesso is still wet, because that's art glitter glue, and if it wasn't going on to wet gesso, then I wouldn't have had a chance of getting that off. Okay, so up there might be better. And then, yeah, that's better because it's gonna, I like the flow of it now, so it's flowing down this way. Everything's coming this way. Alrighty, so let's glue down this young lady. I've got a doll book. It's man, it's got some freaky looking dolls in it, I tell you. Some dolls are so creepy, and it's like it's a collectible doll book, and the book is about 50 years old. Well, it's a magazine, so it's from the 70s. And yeah, so some of the dolls could give you nightmares if you had them in the room with you at night. Oh, you're a bit crooked. Straighten that up. Here we go. Like that better. I'll use this to press everything down. Use that little bit of gesso that's on that paper to take down the colour of that ice cream there. Okay, so that's looking alright, and I would like to put some sort of outline around that, and I think I'd like to do that with coffee. Just going to paint a little bit of coffee around the edge of all these things. So splatter some coffee on that. I always think of it after I've already got the coffee everywhere, or whatever it is I'm splattering. I feel like I want to do something around the outside still, maybe with the Stabillo pencil. Yeah, when you do something then you wish you hadn't. One of those moments. Let's just paint all around the edge of a page of coffee. Okay, so that'll do for that. I really want to put some white stenciling over this though. Just a little bit here and there. The gesso. And I've got this sort of leafy stencil. And the coffee is still wet there, so it's going to mix with the gesso. And hopefully I'll get a nice sepia sort of colour. And just a little bit here. Still thinking about the Stabillo pencil. Okay, I'm just going to go around the doll just carefully because everything's still wet on here. I don't want to put my arm in anything. It's got quite a sad little face, this doll, I thought. She was one of the less creepy ones in the book. And there's dolls that are like politically incorrect. You wouldn't be able to sell them these days. I wasn't going to use one of them. While I'm at it, might as well go around this. Just thinking of putting some little white dots, but I won't. I'll put some white splatters instead with my sloppy gesso. And my fan brush. Okay, let's cover up the little face. I like the way it makes those funny marks like that, these things. Rightio, what have we got? We have the doll, we have sand or stone, we've got both in that photo that you can no longer see. Something called is ice cream, clock or time, and photo, that's a photo, and I haven't used the bonus. So that's week 5 of the Margarete Miller Challenge. Don't forget to check out the hashtag. There's lots of really talented creators out there that are putting their videos up and showing their creations on Instagram as well. And the hashtag is 2023 CWP5. Alrighty, so I'll leave it at that and hope that you have an awesome weekend. Cheers from Australia. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And for the time being, I'll say hooroo. Bye for now.